It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Jen Cohen as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's Countywide.
A lot of stuff.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it is great to have you in studio with us today. We're going to talk elections with Yavapai County Recorder Leslie Hoffman and County Elections Director Lynn Constabile. Welcome back, you two.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Always fun to have you in. We chit-chat a lot before the show. But today we want to talk a little bit about something came out. Leslie, you sent me, well actually Zach sent me an email a little over a month ago about a brochure that came out. And it's intended to make things a little bit easier for folks when it comes to voting time. Maybe I don't have a computer. You know, there's still people out there that don't have a computer. And this brochure is something you can take and put on your fridge, keep on your coffee table. And if you've got a question about certain things when it comes to elections, you can pick it up and look at it and the information's right there. Before we actually get into what's on there, how did it come about again?
Well, we wanted to put out an informational brochure, and so we worked with the Clean Elections Commission. They did all of the typesetting for us. We supplied all of the information, and we worked with them on color schemes and what we needed in there for the public. And we wanted to put as much information we could on it without making it so busy that no one wanted to pick it up and read it.
Sure, yeah.
So we put as much as we could without scaring people away from wanting to take the time to review it.
And it does have a lot of information on it.
It does.
Okay.
It does.
And well, give us some of the information that's on there too, if you could.
We've got everything from where the drop boxes are to all the important dates and different apps that people can use on election day and before. And then we put them in a lot of different locations, not just our office, but we took them to Chamber of Commerce, to libraries, to anybody who was willing to put them on their counters.
City and town halls?
City and town halls,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Anybody that has anything to do with election and those that don't.
I bet if I'm in Cottonwood or in the Verde Valley, I could probably go to the Cottonwood Annex, find one there.
Yep.
So the libraries as well. So we got the new Camp Verde Library out there as well. So we've got that going for us. City and town halls.
City and town halls.
And then the county building over in Prescott as well on Fair Street. So
And if someone wants to call, that do have computers, we can email them a copy as well.
Okay.
So it's something nice just to hang up and have handy, or just keep in your favorites to review throughout this whole year.
And if people don't know, if you go to the website, the Yavapai County website, and then you go to departments and you go down to elections and voting. What is it?
Elections and voting. Yeah.
Elections and
we're actually
voting.
on the main site.
You're on the main page as well.
Yeah, we're on the main page on
Right.
the lower right-hand side. So there's a little link to some important things.
Yeah, but it's all there. It talks about the poll workers, how to be a poll worker. And then one of the big things I think is key on there, especially for some folks, is where you can drop your ballot off.
Yes.
You know, I kind of summarize it in my newscast. Just look for the special white election boxes set up outside city and town halls. But there's other places people can drop them off too, so that's always a good thing. All right, so that's a brochure. That's available. We've got an election coming up.
In May.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be here before you know it, right?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, it's early April right now, but May is just around the corner. But the key dates for the May election are coming up in April and within the next couple of weeks. I've got them written down.
Good.
Should I give them?
Good. Yes.
Okay. So the election's coming up for May 15th. May 15th is the next election coming up. The last day to register to vote is April 16th. The early voting begins on April 18th, and then ballots go in the mail on April 23rd. So if I don't register to vote on April 16th, I'm not going to be seeing a ballot in my mailbox.
Right.
That
Yeah.
won't be
You
happening.
have to register with your correct address.
Correct address. Okay, we're going to talk about some of the common myths that happen during elections and election cycles. So we're going to talk about that today as well. So April 16th, get yourself registered to vote because we've got the quarter-cent jail district sales tax extension coming up. That's a big vote coming up on May 15th, probably the biggest one. And then again, early voting begins April 18th, and then 23rd, the ballots go in the mail. Right. Yeah.
And it's all vote by mail.
Okay.
So every registered voter in the county will get a ballot.
Okay.
Right.
Everybody. It's not
Everybody.
It's not based on city and town or anything else because this is
It's
quarter.
a county.
This
the
tax.
jail district is the whole county.
The whole county.
Yeah, and it's a nonpartisan countywide, so everybody will get a ballot.
Okay. All right. So that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Yes,
very
we're running
important.
ballots now.
Yeah.
They started yesterday because we prepare all of our own ballot packages. and
In-house.
What does that take? What does that take to do something like
A
that?
big machine.
Large,
Big
yes.
machine.
Yes.
Gotta take more than that, though.
It's a huge machine.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. It
Yes.
takes
You
up
should
more
come
than the
film
size of
us.
this room. Yes, you should come and see it. It's very interesting, and we invite people to come and see what we do because we outsource nothing. We do it all in-house. It's a mail machine, is what it is.
Wow.
And there's different compartments that have the instructions, the carrier envelope, the return envelope, the ballot, and it inserts, it sprays on address, and it ties a voter to a ballot style, kicks it out on the other end. We leave through just to make sure, and it goes through multiple audits for weight, a weight on the fly, and it weighs down to like a thousandth
Yeah.
of an ounce.
Ounce, yeah.
Of an ounce.
Really?
So it can tell if it put an extra piece of paper in there, it can tell.
Or if it missed a piece of paper.
Yes.
And so it weighs and it'll kick it out. If it's not legible, there's another camera that reads where it sprays on addresses, kicks that out if it's not legible, and then
It
we
seals it.
seals it.
Yeah.
Yes. And then it's put in mail trays, and we deliver them to the post office ourselves so that we know when they get there.
Huh.
And even this year we got the crates, the cages is what they call
Cages,
them,
yeah.
so that we'll take them off of the rental truck that we get and roll it right onto the truck to go to Phoenix for the sorting and distribution.
It's all very official and very, I don't want to say top secret, but your guys' job is, people don't want you looking at their ballot and what you did and this and that. So you've got to be really careful about that. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, we have a lot of security.
Security.
Yeah, we have cameras, and we have little key cards to get into every area where we have ballots or anything that tabulates ballots.
Keep track of who went where and what they're doing and stuff like that, huh?
Yeah.
One of my favorite stories or things that I tell is when I'm on the ballot,
Yeah.
Lynn takes my security away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even if I'm the only one running for my office, I can't get into the tabulating room by myself. I can't get into the equipment room by myself. I have to have a chaperone, just because that perception of if I'm on the ballot, I shouldn't have access to them because we try to keep our security at the highest level possible.
Honesty and security.
And what she likes to tell is the first year when she was on the ballot, I actually locked her out of her own office.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I was like, oops, okay, I can give you that back.
Okay. All right, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take our first break. Okay, quick dates again. May 15th is the next election coming up. Last day to register to vote, we'll give you that one first, April 16th. If you've not registered to vote in Yavapai County, you have until the 16th to do so. This is Countywide. Stick around. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool. Ah yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Welcome back to Countywide. Leslie Hoffman and Lynn Constabile from Yavapai County Recorder and Elections Office in studio today. ServiceArizona.com. We want to make sure we mention that. ServiceArizona.com. You can do all your registering online.
Or changing your address.
Change address.
Changing your party. Yes.
All that stuff. Okay. Now, we were talking security before the break, and you guys mentioned something. I mentioned that people don't want you to see who I voted for or what I voted for.
Right.
So that's the key thing that we always do. A little story with Leslie during election time, especially on election day, is to make sure you sign the back of your green affidavit envelope.
Correct.
That is the key thing.
They're white now. We changed them to white.
Oh, they're white now.
They're white with a red sign that says stop, sign here. Yeah. We've changed our design a little bit, and it's really helped a lot. People aren't missing their signatures as often as they were. Yes.
Because of the stop sign?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
The red on white seems to be a real attention getter.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, now I can't even say green affidavit. I can't even see green affidavit envelope no more. That was fun.
Oh.
Okay. So anyway, so it's a white affidavit envelope now.
It comes back in a green.
It comes back in a...
But the envelope inside, the affidavit inside is white. The affidavit envelope inside
is white. Now I'm
Oh,
confused.
Okay, so you have your white affidavit envelope that you sign, and then you're going to put it in the green return envelope.
Okay.
So that your signature doesn't go through the mail.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's 2 envelopes, but yeah, and the green one is great for the post office because then they see the green and they know it's for us.
Okay.
So that's why we kept the green on the outside.
Okay, so they can sort those green ones out and get them to you really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little larger and that mint green.
Yeah.
Okay, and nowhere on the ballot do I sign my name.
No.
I shouldn't sign my name anywhere on the ballot.
No.
No. So then you said, when you get these in the mail, when they get returned to you.
They get returned to Leslie, actually.
Leslie, then when they get returned to you, what do you do?
They come in and we do what's called batching them.
Okay.
We go through them, we open them, we count them, we batch them, we'll look inside, see if it's signed. If that envelope is not signed, it goes immediately to the staff who will be calling those people and saying, hey, you forgot to sign, or emailing or texting. We started texting this last election. Great response.
Yeah.
Great response on our text messages. And then we batch them. Then they go into a locked crate, and then staff will pick those up, sign them out. Each crate has a number. They go in and they start verifying signatures.
Okay.
Once a signature is verified, we run another audit report. Then they go to
come to
Lynn.
me.
Okay.
Right. And then I have boards, bipartisan boards, different parties, and they separate the ballot from the envelope. So your signature goes one way and your ballot goes the other way. And then the ballots get counted by a different board.
Okay, this is confirmed John Smith. That's his signature.
Yeah.
This is his ballot. The ballot goes in with all the other ballots. And,
Right, and gets mixed in.
Okay, gets mixed in. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Now,
secrecy about it. All we know is that you voted. We have no idea how you voted.
okay. If I don't sign that envelope, and it gets to you, and you see that I've not signed it, and you tweet me, text me, whatever you do to get a hold of me to say, hey, you forgot to sign the affidavit envelope, do you mail it back to me? Do I come and see you? How does that work?
We do a couple of different things. If we can get a hold of you, we give you the option to come in.
Okay.
If there's enough time, we'll mail you an envelope, not the ballot. The ballot doesn't leave once it's there. We have a filing system so that we can pair that envelope back up, that affidavit envelope, to your ballot.
Okay.
And we don't open it until we've got that back, but we want to make sure that we have the signature that we can verify. And a lot of people don't like to provide a phone number, but if you put unlisted on there, we don't give that out, but it sure is nice, especially if it's close to election. If it's close to the election and we don't have any way to contact you other than through the mail, through snail mail, we might not get in touch with you in time to get your ballot tabulated.
Okay. All right, so it's good to have that information out there.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so servicearizona.com to change your address. If you've moved, you've got to change. We have to move. Every time we move, we have to change our address with your guys' office, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time, so you know where the ballot has to be mailed to.
Right.
And we know what style ballot.
Yeah,
Because,
which precinct you're in.
right, you might move across the street and you'll get a whole different ballot style
Okay.
because you might be in a different district.
Oh,
So that's the main reason for changing addresses and why election mail can't be forwarded, because you might be, if it was forwarded, you might be getting a ballot that is not for the area that you live in.
and then I'm voting on something that doesn't even matter to me, really.
Correct.
Okay, it may have done. It
Or you may be missing something.
last residence I had, it mattered to me, but
Right.
it doesn't anymore.
Correct.
Okay, but that's not the case with this coming up election.
Right.
Everybody, as we mentioned, everybody's going to get a ballot.
Yes.
Everybody will. Okay. All right. ServiceArizona.com is a great place to go. I could do this also down at the office, though, with you guys, face to face, in person.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Yep,
absolutely.
on paper.
A lot of folks, like myself even, still like to do that, where it's a human being I'm talking to, and I'm seeing what's going on, and I hand it to you, and you take it away, and
Yep.
you know, it's,
And same with early voting. If you
Yeah.
want to come in, vote early, you can do that beginning on the 18th. Or if you want to bring a lot of people will bring their ballot in and they want to sit there in the office, they'll vote it, put it in their affidavit, and give it to us there as well.
okay, okay. So you guys are open
Oh, yeah.
all the time. An election, you know, it's a much bigger process than I think most of you think it is.
Yes.
Every time I meet you guys, I hear different things that I didn't know before. But it's quite a process you have to go through.
Yeah. One of our favorite questions is, what do you do when there's no election? There's never no election. We're always doing something. Lynn's been working on her vote centers for the fall.
Yeah. We have to secure them, you know, we have to get on everybody's calendar, and then we have to go check and make sure that they're ADA compliant, or if they need a ramp or they need a door handle, we need to write that down so that we bring it for election day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, yeah, so there's always something to do. I mean, there's
yeah.
4 elections a year.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what you got to do. All right, so we've talked about the brochure. Let me ask you this. What are some of the common questions? You've got to have the common questions that you guys get every election year and every election cycle. What are some of the common questions the public asks for you, registered voters?
So the primary, open primary, what does that mean? And we field that a lot. And actually, Leslie just sent out a 90-day notice. Everybody should have gotten a letter in the mail saying that these are the elections coming up. And for the primary, if you're not a recognized party, you need to tell us which ballot style you want.
Right.
We can't choose for you.
Okay.
So if you're an independent or an other or just not a recognized party in Yavapai County, like the Green Party is recognized in the state but not in Yavapai County, you have to tell us what party ballot you want.
Right.
Really? Why is it the Green Party is recognized by the state but not by the county?
Well, they gain recognition in different ways. So
Okay.
they gain recognition by circulating petitions or by having enough registered voters, and they just don't have enough in Yavapai County.
And that's something they did for the whole state, and they got it in the state. But then you've got to go through each of the counties to do that as well, huh?
Yeah, to get on the county, yeah,
Be a county.
recognized. No, libertarians are recognized in Yavapai County, but not in other counties.
Oh,
But their primary is not open.
Right.
So to get a libertarian ballot, you must be registered as a libertarian. If you're an independent, you cannot request a libertarian ballot. Only Republican, Democrat, Green.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Rules.
I
Right.
know.
All these rules.
I know.
And we have a tear off on that 90-day notice that you can mark and send it back to us. You can call, but we don't get to pick your ballot style or your party ballot. You need to let us know if you're an independent what party ballot you want to vote.
Okay.
And if you happen to live in a city or a town that's having an election, we also have a nonpartisan ballot for those cities and towns. So if you don't want to vote on any of the party ballots and you happen to live maybe in the city of Prescott or in the city of Cottonwood and they're having an election, we'll have a ballot for those as well.
Yeah, just for that election. Otherwise, they'll be included with
The party
the
ballots.
party ballots.
I guess if anyone's hesitant about anything, the best thing to do is just pick up the phone and give you folks a call. What kind of staff do you have there? Real
Well,
quick, about how many?
I have 3 election staff, and we also have 5 voter registration staff.
And then that number tends to increase right around the election.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
we get seasonal staff.
Seasonal staff as well.
yes.
Okay, so there's people there that can help.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
if you got a question, give them a call
Or come in.
and
Yeah,
come
And we
in.
have 2 in Cottonwood.
Yeah.
And so for our Verde Valley voters, if they want to go in, go see our people over on 6th Street at the Annex. Talk to our girls there, or come into our office, or call either office.
Yeah, easy as that. Okay. Yavapai County Recorder Leslie Hoffman, Yavapai County Elections Director Lynn Constabile in studio today. Stick around, countywide, back in just a couple minutes.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
what to expect when you're expecting.
Like here?
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
I'm ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Hi, Smokey. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Countywide, we've got just a few minutes left in the program. We want to remind you, servicearizona.com, a great website to go in for information to change out your address so that the elections department gets that and all that information. County Recorder's Office has it as well. April 16th is the deadline to register to vote. Early voting begins on the 18th of April, and then ballots will be sent out in the mail on the 23rd. And we always do a story where ballots are in the mail.
Yes.
If you don't receive it by such and such a date, then contact the County Recorder's Office, County Elections Office, and they'll find out what happened to your ballot. And then we do the same thing on Election Day. It's this date. Don't mail it back. It might not get there on time, so
right.
You're better off to drop them off in person. Unless you're going to vote it right away, then mail it back. But if it gets down to the deadline, like, what, 2, 3, 4, 5 days out, you may want to drop it off.
We say about 5 days. 5 to 6 days.
5 to 6 days. Go ahead and drop it off in one of those special election boxes or in person at the County Annex Building in Prescott and Cottonwood. And then you ensure that your vote counts, because nothing worse than taking the time to do that and then have it not count.
Right.
And then look for that red stop sign in the white envelope.
Yes. They'll also be getting a publicity pamphlet in the mail around the same time as they get their ballot.
Okay.
And it has information about the question and also pro and con statements from members of the public. Okay. So they'll be watching for that too.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So today we covered the brochure, which is available at libraries, cities and town halls, county buildings.
County buildings.
Okay, and or we can call you.
Call us. We'll
call
send
it,
one.
or just drop by and pick one up. Okay, but they'll send one to you. We've talked about early voting. We talked about registering to vote. Make sure you change your address. Any other myths out there that we need to bring up?
We count every ballot that's qualified.
Oh yes, you've got a minute and a half.
Yes.
Make that clear.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll get calls that we don't count the early ballots unless it's a close race, or we don't count the provisional ballots in a vote center, election. But we count every ballot that qualifies, every ballot. And we have to audit that, and we have to put them on the canvas. So I don't know what they do in other states. But people move here from other states and they always say, well, I don't want to vote early because you don't count the early ballots unless it's close. We count every ballot, every single one.
I would think you'd love those early ballots. You get them counted and they're off to the side already.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We can start counting 7 days before the election. Yeah.
So that takes care of that. And
yeah, it's wonderful.
Those early ballots are probably in there before anybody else's ballot is.
Right.
So that's pretty nice.
Yeah. And they're in the first totals that come out on election night.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with such a high permanent early voter list, those first results are the majority of the ballots that have come in.
Sure.
Yeah.
And how many elections have we seen go down to 1 vote, 2 votes? I mean, it happens all the time.
In the smaller jurisdictions,
Sure.
we see them in the school districts and the fire districts. They go down to 1 vote. Yes, they
matter.
do. Yes.
That's what touches you every day.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it's important.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. I think we're out of time.
Okay.
ServiceArizona.com. That's the website you want to remember. You can go to the county website as well and find all this information on the county website also at Yavapai County. That's it. Leslie Hoffman, thank you so much. Lynn, good seeing you.
Thank you.
That's today's Countywide. Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.